The base of the club shook the floor as Sofia stepped inside, her black dress clinging like a second skin. She told herself it was just a drink, just one night out, just a chance to forget her boring 9 to 5. But she knew better. Eyes were already on her, hungry, daring, measuring. At the bar, a man with a smooth smile raised his glass in silent invitation. On the dance floor, another, taller, rougher, covered in ink, watched her like a predator waiting for the right moment. Sophia's pulse quickened. One man was temptation. Two men were trouble. But tonight, trouble was exactly what she craved. The smooth one reached her first. "Didn't think a woman like you walked into places like this alone," he said, voice low. She smirked. "Maybe I wasn't meant to leave alone." Before he could answer, the tattooed one appeared behind her, close enough that his chest brushed her back. "She's ours tonight," he murmured, as if it were already decided. Two men. One choice? Or maybe no choice at all. When she stepped outside with them minutes later, slipping into the back seat of a black car, Sofia told herself it was still harmless. Just a ride. Just company. Just attention. But as the doors shut and the city lights blurred past, she felt their hands, one tracing her thigh, the other brushing her neck, and she realized the night wasn't about just anything. It was about what she'd always wanted, but never dared. The hum of the engine filled the silence inside the car. Sofia sat between them, her heartbeat louder than the city outside. Smooth leaned close, whispering into her ear. "You feel tense, but your body says otherwise." His hand slid just above her knee, stopping there, resting, daring her to push it away. She didn't. Tattoo smirked. His fingers grazed her shoulder, slow and deliberate. "She's already made her choice. Look at her." Her breath hitched. The air was thick with heat, the kind that curled around her lungs and wouldn't let go. She should have told them to stop. She should have gotten out, but she stayed, trapped between two men whose eyes promised everything she wasn't supposed to want. Smooth tilted her chin, making her look at him. "Do you like being caught between us?" Her lips parted, but no words came. She didn't need to say it. The way she leaned into him was answer enough. The car turned a corner. Neon light streaked across her face. For the first time, Sofia didn't feel like herself. She felt like someone braver, someone reckless, someone who wanted to break every rule. And she knew the night had only just begun. The car slowed, pulling off the main road. Sofia glanced out the window and realized they weren't heading home. The streets grew quieter, the lights dimmer, until finally, the car stopped in front of a hotel that glowed like a secret. Her stomach twisted. She knew what this meant. She could still say no. She could still leave. But when Smooth leaned in and kissed the side of her neck, and Tattoo's hand slid down her arm, she stayed frozen. Not from fear, but from wanting too much. The doors opened. They let her out, their hands guiding her like they already knew she'd follow. Inside, the lobby lights shimmered off marble floors. The clerk didn't even blink when Smooth handed over a card. It was too easy, too quick, too final. In the elevator, Sofia stood between them again, her reflection in the mirrored walls showing her flushed face. "You still think this is a bad idea?" Smooth asked softly, his lips almost brushing her ear. Tattoo chuckled. "Look at her. She's not thinking at all." Her chest rose and fell sharply. She wanted to protest, but instead, she pressed back into both of them at once. When the elevator chimed and the doors slid open, she realized the line she thought she wouldn't cross was already behind her. The room door clicked shut behind them, sealing Sofia inside with two men who looked at her like she was prey. Smooth tossed his jacket aside, stepping close, his hand brushing her arm until a shiver ran down her spine. "You know you can still walk out," he said softly, though his smirk told her he already knew she wouldn't. Tattoo kicked off his boots, eyes dark, hungry. "She's not going anywhere." Sofia's breath caught as Smooth tilted her chin, his gaze intense, lips hovering just above hers. The silence crackled. Then, suddenly, he leaned in, and the proximity left her dizzy, her heart racing. Tattoo moved behind her, his presence close and commanding. For a moment, Sofia was trapped. One man in front, one behind, both pulling her attention, both testing her resolve. Her pulse thundered. Her body responded before her mind could think. The lights glowed low. The air thickened. Every brush of their hands, every shared look, made her realize the night was about to break every rule she'd ever known. The last thing she saw before her senses blurred was her own reflection in the window. Flushed, wide-eyed, trembling with dangerous anticipation. The room's silence broke into breathless gasps, the sound of tension, desire, and unspoken promises filling the space. Sophia was no longer the careful woman who had walked into the club hours earlier. Now she felt bold, reckless, alive, caught in the pull of two men who mirrored her own daring. Smooth leaned close, whispering words that sent heat down her spine. Tattoo's hand brushed against her shoulder, his presence deliberate, almost possessive. Her heart pounded. She should have resisted. She should have stopped. But every nerve in her body screamed for the thrill, the danger, the uncertainty. The moments stretched, charged with tension, until the night seemed to slow around them, the room humming with possibilities, the air thick with anticipation. And then, finally, the silence returned. The three of them sank back, their laughter, whispers, and breaths blending into the dimly lit room. Sophia stared at the ceiling, heart racing, unable to believe the night had unfolded this way. She should have felt guilty. She should have been afraid. Instead, she smiled, because for the first time in her life, she wasn't just existing. She was alive. Morning light spilled into the hotel room, cutting across tangled sheets and quiet breathing. Sophia lay still, staring at the ceiling, body tingling from the night before, a dangerous thrill still burning in her chest. The men were still asleep, one sprawled across the edge of the bed, the other draped across the pillows. It should have felt like a mistake. She should have been horrified. But instead, a truth burned brightly. She wanted the thrill again. Her phone buzzed on the nightstand. A message flashed across the screen. Just one line. Tonight. Same place. Are you in? Her heart skipped. The rules were gone. The game had only just begun. Fade out.